And welcome back to more Sonic Adventure 2 Battle. So last time we figured out where Eggman's base is. It's located inside a pyramid for some reason. So we're storming said pyramid. Oh, and by the way, the gang's all back together, because plot convenience. Just so happens the sewer/mine that Knuckles was in happened to lead right to where Tails and Amy were standing, so hurrah for lucky coincidences. So this is a pretty standard Tails level. It's got stuff like that I'm not a fan of, like I've said before. Like I've said, Tails has that more than Eggman, to be blunt. Eggman's levels don't have as many cheap shot enemy drops, but that still does happen. Tails gets way worse though, so again, I do kind of suspect that it is true that Tails was sort of an afterthought, that they wanted to have 3 unified styles of gameplay, which meant Tails effectively had to get the short end of the stick, because there's no way you're playing Eggman on foot or flying, because obvious reasons, but like, I don't know why they felt the need to do that. I think it would have been fine to not have all characters on both sides be analogous to each other, sort of like Sonic Heroes did, where they all fall into the same basic types. You know, you have Rose, for example, where Big doesn't actually play like Knuckles or Omega, or even Chaotix as Vector, but they're also sort of power characters nonetheless. I kind of feel like I wish they had done that instead for this game. You know, have Tails have some sort of gameplay somewhat comparable to Eggman, but not exactly the same, like not a clone. Like, something kind of analogous, or something comparable to, actually, Tails Adventure, which is a game not a whole lot of people know about, I feel like. It's a GameCube game, a spin-off, that's actually sort of a low-key Metroidvania, like Metroidvania Lite. And that sounds weird, but it's actually apparently really good. I never finished it because, I actually don't know why I never finished it, probably because you couldn't save. So you can have to just, okay, here's a trick. You can actually just jump. You're supposed to destroy all these, but it's really not necessary. Over here, and we're actually at the end. We're pretty close. Only a couple more screens, if I'm not mistaken. And there we go. The end. So if you're going for A rank, lock onto anything you can find here in order to get a higher point multiplier and thus more points for the A rank. I don't think that's an A rank, that looks like a B to me, but we'll see. Oh, that's actually an A. So for once, we have no cutscenes. We will jump straight into our next main level, which is Pyramid Cave, stage 11. This is actually a really fun stage, but also a really broken stage. We'll get into the broken side of things in a little bit. But there are a couple mechanics I'm not a fan of. Sonic, just go through all the rings you see, light dash when possible. Standard stuff, really. Sometimes light dashes give you technique points, and other times they don't. It's very inconsistent. Here you have to actually jump through both rings in succession, I'm pretty sure, to get the maximum number of points. I'm obviously a little bit out of practice with running on walls. It's a little bit finicky in this game. And there's our main mechanic. We have hourglasses that flip over and open doors, and the sand indicates how long the door will be open, so it's a pretty cool system. Kinda nice, light dash here to get through the door even faster. You don't even need to do that, but if you just really want to be on the safe side, you can go for it. And here's why I don't like this level. These guys are assholes. Bounce bracelet. So now we have the bounce attack, which will help a lot. But they really know how to hit you when you're down. I avoid them whenever possible because I have this weird knack of attacking right as they're firing, like that. So there go all my rings. But yeah, they're kind of jerks. I'm not a fan. They have a designation like E200 or something. Because, I mean, you don't even need to say it. These are clearly part of the E series. Like Gamma, mainly. And thus, fans kind of debate why the heck would Gamma be the baseline for Eggman's robots when he turned traitor? And the simple answer is Eggman doesn't actually find that out at all. I was reading this, and I actually thought of it too when I read this. Eggman doesn't learn that Gamma goes rogue. Like, he has no idea, because he bails. To go give Chaos the emeralds. These ghosts are annoying. They're not really dangerous, but just frustrating to deal with. Hit this, and keep on running. Up we go, and put this key on the switch. And yeah. He would actually. Oh, almost shall hit the timer, so we gotta kind of hustle. Try to hit all the rings that you can if you're going for an A rank. It's actually really hard to do this section fast and efficiently. So that's why I'm not saying anything, because concentration. Okay, we made it. Also, you may notice these strange little altar things periodically. We'll be getting to those much later. Now it looks like a tight squeeze, but it's not. It's pretty much fixed as long as you just hold up. So we're coming up on another important part of the A rank here shortly. Actually, it's right here. Here is another one of the little gold beetles. That one can be a little tricky because sometimes you don't bounce high enough on the spring, or at least that's something that happens to me a lot. So if you fall here, you have to use the hourglass down there to reveal platforms in order to progress. By the way, something I need to explain is to get really high speeds. What you want to do is actually charge up a spin dash, and then tap the same button to come out of the spin dash. And then you're just running with that amount of momentum, and you actually go really fast as a result. But that's why I never really hold the spin dash at all, because it's actually slower. Same applies to Sonic Adventure 1, I'm pretty sure. That's probably a B.
Too easy.
Actually called it that time. First time in a while, it feels like.
Looks like we're heading toward the center of the base.
That egghead sure loves mechanical things, doesn't he? I'll bet he has 1 or 2 spaceships lying around here somewhere.
The door's locked. We need a key to get in there.
No problem. We can find it. Right, Knuckles?
What? Why do I have to find the key?
We're counting on you, buddy. The world's greatest treasure hunter.
So one fun fact about that cutscene is, you might have actually noticed that Knuckles and Amy weren't moving very much, and the reason behind that is, and I'm not kidding, it's widescreen now. That's why they left a lot of cutscenes 4x3, but that one snuck through the cracks apparently. We got the hammer gloves, which allows us to break iron containers. But yeah, that is legitimately, as far as I can tell, the reason why they're like oddly frozen, because quite frankly, they weren't on screen in the original, and they didn't adjust that. So whenever I go into this project, I have a general idea of how long every video should take. This is the first real level where I have no clue. Death Chamber is everyone's wall. Like, that sounds like an exaggeration that everyone doesn't like this level, but I think it's kind of true. Because a lot of people don't like, well, a lot of people don't like Knuckles in general in this game. Let's be completely honest here. And again, the radar is part of the problem because I probably passed by like 3 emerald pieces already, but we don't have the radar to tell us anything. A lot of times an emerald piece can be in here. Well, that's unfortunate. Okie dokie. Oh, that is really unfortunate. Since that's usually my go-to one to check, because it happens there a lot. Let's go blue. How do we get to blue again? The ghosts are just frustrating because they disrupt your momentum. Okay, back in the main room, so we need to go through here? Maybe? I don't know. This is a dead end. Never mind, it's not a dead end. I think I made that exact loop already. Yeah, this is the part where anything can kind of happen. That sounds weird, but it's actually kind of true. In terms of progression, I mean, it's like this is the first level where I actually have a trick. If you're having trouble, restart. That sounds weird, but it's true. If you're trying to go for A ranks, this is how you do it. I'm not kidding. To get an A rank on this stage, you might have to reset a few times in order to get a good pattern. If you don't want to run out of lives, because resetting takes up lives, you can always quit out and then come back in. Like, reselect the story mode, if you care about preserving lives. And you'll be seeing me doing this a lot later on. Even the music isn't as good. The stage has like nothing going for it, to be honest. That is a really short timer because it's only for that one door. And yeah, again, I'm trying to sort of give general guidelines on A ranks, which is part of the problem, because you have the inherent problem of not being able to find anything in this. That's on the timer, by the way, to run. Let's try this one again, since we reset the room. This is not the same room. Where am I? The entire video very well might be this, by the way. Just FYI. That's the gold beetle. Knuckles. It's in a really jerkish spot though, because you have to break the cages first. I don't know what that hourglass is for. And look, we're back where we started. We went through blue entirely, practically. Actually, let's do a thing. Let's check up here. Because sometimes it can be up here. And the radar won't tell you. If it gets too ridiculous, because I've basically shown off the entire level at this point, I might cut to when I find an emerald. Because this is kind of ridiculous. So yeah, be right back. I'm not going to reset anymore, I'm just going to go with the same file, effectively. But I'm definitely cutting to when I actually find something, since I've pretty much shown off all the major locations in the level. Never mind. Of course. Why am I surprised by this? As soon as I say I'm gonna cut, that is when I find something. 2 minutes, that's... The timer is surprisingly generous in this level, because in other levels I'd be like a 500 points bonus or something a lot less, because, you know, 2.5 minutes to find the first emerald is ridiculous, but this level's crazy anyway, so I guess I appreciated that the developers decided to actually be really nice. You know what, considering I'm gonna get an awesome anyway, might as well do that. Now, the hit monitors have a cooldown, and honestly are way less helpful than in SA1, where they're just like, calls like, this way! And yeah, points you right to where it is. But these hit monitors don't tell you anything. Two beautiful women in a flame, like that, like, you have to basically memorize everything for this to even be helpful in a wall. To me, the hints are out of order from what they should be, and that's my problem. If I just checked blue, I would have found it, but it's a gamble because you have 3 main areas. Probably the opposite side, but the same premise.
It's closer.
Oh, got blip briefly. So if I checked one more hint, it probably would have said it's in blue, but YOLO. Iron protects the safe. I think I know what that means. I'm pretty sure I know what that means. So I'm not gonna check any more hints until I can verify. Okay, yeah, it's definitely the one. I just want to make sure. Problem, how the heck do I get there? It's through green, I'm pretty sure. I want to say it's through green, and honestly I wish I was through this level already, because this is taking forever. But yeah, the most helpful hint is the last one, and to me that's kind of not good user-friendly design. That's how I'm gonna put it. It's not user-friendly because the hints that would help you would be, it's in this place, it's in green, it's in blue, it's in red. Telling you it's in a safe doesn't help, because that could be a lot of places, and you can't know that until you've actually played the level a few times and learned where everything is. There are guides that basically allow you to just look up the first hint and instantly know where it is.
Yeah, I feel good.
It's like the designers knew this level sucked, so they set the requirements really low.
Huh? Who's there? What the... a ghost?
Yep, we have a ghost fight on our hands. This is King Boom Boo, who is the king of ghosts, but we will be saving him and his lovely antics for next time. So thank you for watching, and I hope you join me next time for more Sonic Adventure 2 Battle